Good morning YouTube, what's happening? Welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, early in the morning, weather is still great, and we are doing triceps and back today. So tricep movements, we mostly will be focusing on high volume. So we're doing reps on reps on reps, a lot of repetitions. For our back, we're focusing and we're giving out two of our first exercises for our high movements. So that means heavy compound movements. And then once we get weaker, at that point we'll focus on two exercises for our isolation. So I'm ready, you guys ready? Let's hit it up the gym. Peace. What's up? So we're back and we're starting with triceps, and we are doing two different exercises to focus on our lateral head, which is a side tricep. We are doing 5 sets, and this is going to be a straight bar tricep pull down. Make sure you contract and make sure you stretch all the way up. Guys, start with warm-ups, so do around 20 to 25 repetitions. Make sure your triceps are warmed up, and most importantly, those elbow joints. Warm it up and push more blood into your triceps. Once you've done that, you will be ready to jump into a heavier weight. Next up is going to be a rope push down. Again, it's similar to 5 sets. First set will be your high repetitions, just so you keep warming those elbows up and pumping more blood into your muscles. Feel free to take any position you want. I'm more leaned forward because it's more comfortable for me, and I also feel more of a squeeze when I'm in this position. If you feel more comfortable upright, go for it. Increase your weight with every set and focus on that proper form. Make sure you can handle that weight. If it's too much for you, drop it down. This is a different angle so you guys can see better what exactly I'm doing. Try not to move your elbows too much unless the weight is very heavy, in which case you should drop it down a little bit. Next up, we're doing 2 more exercises, and they will focus on our long head. This is the one I'm lacking. So I'm already warmed up, and all I have to do is 4 sets, starting with first one with the higher reps, and I go down as I feel. My weight keeps going higher and higher with every set. Make sure you pull all the way up and let it go all the way down. Stretch that long head, stretch as much as you can. Last view for it, and make sure you do it properly. Quality over quantity. Focus on that exercise. Mind to muscle connection works wonders. Make sure you visualize that you're pumping blood into your tricep. Last exercise for our long head, and this is very similar. We're going for 4 sets, higher repetitions. Start with around 14 to 16 reps and then decrease. Make sure you increase the weight and the weight that you can handle. Guys, I love this exercise because the easy bar targets those muscles so well as opposed to the rope. So it's a lot better to do it with the easy bar. Again, focus on that stretch. You will feel the difference once you go all the way down and then push all the way up. This is a great view for you guys to see exactly how this exercise should be done. If you're going too high up and too high down with your body, make sure you drop the weight. The weight is obviously too heavy for you. Give it all you got, because this is our last exercise for that long head. Pump some blood. At this point you will feel the fatigue already, but don't give up, you still have more exercises to go. Another one of my favorites, yeah baby, skull crushers. And this is one of those exercises that not every person can do because of the problems in their elbows. So first and foremost, what I suggest is find your position. This exercise will dictate your progress as well as whether or not you're going to get injured. There is no proper form. Find your most comfortable position and stick with it. Make sure you monitor your elbows and whether they have any pain. It took me a long time to figure out my position, and I was getting hurt for a long time because I did not know better. I finally found my comfort zone, and this is going towards my forehead, not behind my head. Although I agree there are a lot of people who love to go with the bar behind their head. That is more comfortable to them, and with that in mind you can push more weight. This is another angle and you can see exactly how I'm doing it. Don't forget, this is a medium head working, and we also doing a superset. We start with the skull crusher and then we're doing a narrow grip press. First set is a warm-up and then carefully increase the weight. Jump into our last exercise, still working on our medial head, and this is very similar to skull crusher. Instead we're using a straight bar and the cable. 4 sets, 10 to 14 repetitions. Now this one is not about heavy weight. Make sure you focus on isolation and high repetitions. Finish up your set strong, pump as much blood as you can, and make sure again focus on that isolation. Okay, moving to our back exercise, and we start with the warm-ups as well as pumping more blood into our back, and the best way to do it is with pull-ups. So I usually do about 30 repetitions, and this takes me about 3 sets to do. Try to squeeze your back on the way up and feel the contraction. This is a great way to transition to our lat pull down. Now we're going to lat pull downs, and the first will be your warm-up set, so do about 14 to 16 repetitions. I usually keep the grip fairly narrow, just a little bit off my shoulders. Occasionally I do go wide, but not that often. 2 things to keep in mind while doing this exercise. Number 1 is focus on that stretch, release all the way up. And number 2, focus on that contraction. So contract as well as you can, especially when you do that low weight on high repetitions. Once you get to the heavy weight, which is right now, you will not be able to keep the proper form. Here I'm doing about 200s, and I'm doing 2 sets, 6 repetitions each. I'm trying to give all I have, all the energy I still have, I'm giving into this lat pull down, because this is one of the first 2 sets, and I'm fresher than I'll ever be in this day of working our back. After this set I actually added another one, and I focused on more of isolations for 8 repetitions. Next exercise, and this is going to develop our back even more, so make sure you hold a hammer grip, a little bit different from previous exercises. And 3 things to keep in mind: focus on that squeeze, pull all the way back with your elbows. Number 2, focus on the stretch, so stretch forward as much as you can, stretch that muscle. And number 3 is focus on the weight as well, because you still have some energy. Bring the weight up and feel it. This is a great exercise to feel that back, to visualize mind and muscle connection. You will definitely feel that back working. Try to pull as far back as you can and pull with your elbows. You will feel that back working. Moving to the next exercise, seated cable rows, and I love this exercise just because I can get that stretch. So what I do is I pull all the way back with my elbows, I focus on the squeeze at the end, and I also go forward as much as I can before hitting the weight against each other. So I stretch my lower back, I stretch my back, I stretch my lats. This is a great side angle for you guys to see exactly how I'm doing this exercise. Keep the weight fairly high and make sure you focus on the squeeze. Pull with your elbows again. Try not to use momentum. Use your back. Depending on how you feel free to do more sets than usual, because this is such a great way to build that back, to build that muscle. Last movement for the isolation, 3 sets, 12 reps, rope pull down. Make sure you squeeze, make sure you focus on the contraction. Mind to muscle connection. What I did is I closed my eyes and I start visualizing. I start concentrating on where my back hurt the most or where my back was working the most. And I kept that position and kept that moving for 12 repetitions. It doesn't have to be heavy. Proper concentration and proper execution of that movement is all that you need, especially at this stage where you're finishing up the workout already. Finishing up the day with some calf work. If you have small or weak calves, make sure you work them out more often. I work out on my calves 2 to 3 times a week, and I usually do on high volume. I decided to go with seated calf raises, and I'm doing 5 sets, starting with 16 repetitions to warm my calves and to warm my ankles up, and then I went a little bit heavier for 4 more sets. Again, isolate the movement and feel those muscles working. What's going on, fam? All done, all good. Today went well. I'm very happy. It's like everything went in tune. Everything was supposed to be great, and it was great. I'm very happy. Triceps felt well. My elbows felt well. I've tried a new exercise with that ropes, and you know what? I thought I will feel a little bit of pain or some tendonitis in my elbows. Nothing. It went well, so I'm happy. Back was incredible. I felt the pump right away, so I did 2 exercises. I pumped it up. I went with the weight up, a little bit off the form, but hey, when you lift a lot of weight, that's what's going to happen to you. And then I finished it up with some isolation, with some slow movements and all those little things just to kill my back that much more. So I'm very happy. Mondays, day ones are usually always good for me, so let's end it on a high note, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2, and that will be shoulders. Peace.